Hi everyone, and this week I wanted to share with a couple books that God's been using in my life. One of them I actually got very recently is called I'm Happy For You, Sort of Not Really. I love the cover. I have a link actually to the Goodreads, my Goodreads review. You can see the cover close. And along with this, I just finished a book by Chuck Swindoll in the Great Lives from God's Word. This is Job. One of the things God's been teaching me a lot about lately is finding contentment and reminding me of finding my value in Him. Actually, some of you will see these themes in my upcoming release, which is actually releasing the 15th of this month, Escape and Endurance. And I wrote it a couple years ago, so rereading it reminded me of that. It's very easy, especially as we get older, I think, to get drawn into what the world says is measure of success. Coming up to my 28th birthday, I was a bit discouraged because by the world standards, I haven't made a lot of gains. There's not the measure of success that they use doesn't really, there's nothing in my life that really goes by the world's measure of success. And God used both of these things to remind me that one, that I need to be content where I am and with what I have, but also that God's measure of success is very different than my own. And I've never really striven to get what the world considers success. It's just sometimes hard to accept, especially when people question the value of what you're doing. On the writing front, I've taken July off from a lot of stuff. I just needed some downtime. I'm working about 2 hours a day on writing, which is way down from what it has been. But I'm working on editing Kate's Conundrum, which is going to be the 4th book in the series. And that's going fairly well. I'm very early into it. I'm also I really got inspired to write a book about a friendship between two girls that's struggling. And I also just started that. We'll see if that goes anywhere. The working title right now is A Friendship Observed. I doubt I keep that title, but that's what I'm working on right now. It's been a fairly nice, quiet week. We're celebrating. This month is always busy. July, I have 3 sisters with birthdays in July. So it goes mine that's on the 30th. My sister Michaela, who's the youngest of our family, turned 19. And she, so her birthday's on the 5th, and then I have a sister's birthday on the 11th, and then one on the 15th. So it's a very busy month. I'm also very excited. Rose and I are planning a trip to Branson, Missouri at the end of August. It's just going to be a sister trip. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to finally get to see a Sight and Sound Theater in live. We've been watching the production for years. Some dear friends of mine gave us a copy of their production of Ruth, and we just loved it. We've been following them by buying the DVDs as they came out of their productions. And now we're going to get to see their latest one. So that's going to be a lot of fun. One of my goals for July has been to read a book a day. And so far, even though I haven't completed one book on each day, I have completed a book for every day. Some of that is I'm working through a bunch of Kindle books that, as I have Kindle Unlimited until the 19th. And I'm using it to read a bunch of books that have been on my to-read for a long time, as well as some books that I just really have wanted to read, some recent releases. I just finished Frozen Footprints, and that one you could read my review on Goodreads. That was a little bit violent and has a little bit of certain content. I would not highly recommend that one. If you really are into a little bit grittier and a lot more, and very suspenseful, a lot of danger elements, you probably would enjoy this. Let's see, right now I'm reading For Such a Time as This, which is set during World War II. It's been good so far. I'm really enjoying the parallels between Esther and this story, and so we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to flip this around so you can see. It's kind of messy when it's raining outside. But this is for my birthday. My brother got me this really cool rock bookends, and so I have an area on my table for books that are next on the to-read list or library list. We just got the library card again after a while not having it. So some of these books are are ones I got for my birthday, but right now I'm reading Prelude for a Lord. That one's been good so far. The Spoils of Eden. So this is The Spoils of Eden. I really like this author, but I'm having trouble getting into this. The one thing I'd forgotten about her, because it's been a while since I did, sometimes she dumps all these characters and stuff and information right at the front, and it's really hard to keep up with who is who. So, yeah. But I'm getting the hang of it. Prelude for a Lord, is very interesting, very different type of Regency. It's based on music and this girl that's kind of a social outcast. Not that that's very different, but it's just because it's been, and I'm very interested to find out some things about her past. I'll be interested to see how it turns out, especially the faith element. This was put out by Zondervan, and in the last few years I found Zondervan has gone more mainstream with the fiction. There might be a little faith element in it, but it's usually not that great, so we'll see how that goes. A couple of books I'm very excited about I got for my birthday from my siblings is, I got this book, and I've actually read it before. It's called Dear Abigail. They got me a hardback cover, and it's so pretty. I love the rough cut pages. But this is all about Abigail Adams and her sisters and their correspondence. And I'm looking forward to read it again, actually, in prep, because I'm probably going to be doing a rewrite of the sequel to A Different Kind of Courage. For those of you who may have been paying attention, I was going to redo it this year, but I realized that it wasn't just going to need editing, it was going to need a lot of rewriting, so that's probably slated for next year. So it's going to be probably one of the longest waits for a sequel for my books. I also got this one, and The Night in History. This is a book about knighthood, and I've been wanting it for a while, and it's really fun. I didn't realize there were a bunch of little illustrations inside, so I'm excited about that one as well. One I'm about to start, because I'm doing it with a friend, is Celia's House. We're doing classics and older books together once a month this year, and we did Uncle Tom's Cabin in June, and that was really good, but a bit harder read, and so Kelsey suggested this book, and I'm looking forward to it. She said it's a much lighter read. So yeah, that's keeping me busy. A few of the other things that are on the schedule for this week are, I'm actually working at the thrift store that I sometimes just pick up a few hours there when they need help, so I'm going to get to work on the books there. I really like keeping those organized. That's fun. And I'm also hoping to get some areas in my room clean that desperately need it. And as you can probably see, this wall is pretty blank right now. It usually isn't. I'm kind of cleaning it up, and we'll see how it looks next week. So if you look below, I'm also taking part in a Christmas in July, and today Emmeline is on sale. was yesterday too, and it's going to be on sale for a little bit. It's on a Kindle countdown, but I suggest you get it now because it keeps going up in price over the next few days. And also below is a list of everything coming up for the deals, and I highly recommend you go and grab some of them. They're going to be awesome. Have a blessed day.